Good morning and welcome to another episode. Today is egg retrieval day. It's 11 a.m. and we need to be at the clinic at 20 minutes before 12 for the procedure. I'm a bit thirsty because I cannot have any water or breakfast. Before the procedure, I'm feeling great. No uncomfy feelings, no pulling, no tugging in my belly, no bloating. Yeah, just feeling really, really good, as if nothing is happening in my body, even after the trigger shot. So hopefully everything will go well today, and I will catch you at the clinic. This is our ward. This is where we have to get ready. I need to get dressed in a robe and slippers. It feels like a hotel room. Yeah, they will come pick me up. And after, we'll stay here for an hour and a half. Everything went really smoothly. I'm still a bit sleepy after the anesthesia, but we got 12 eggs. Not a lot of like motile sperm, so we'll have to do ICSI. That will be the only way to fertilize them, and it will be done today, and tomorrow we'll know the result, how many of the 12. Actually, I think they will use 11 because one is a bit too small. How many of the 11 eggs fertilized. We just had embryologist come in, and then the doctor will come in and tell us a bit more. She said we might have to freeze them and do the frozen transfer, so that will mean waiting a couple months. I'm just having some yogurt, just had some water. I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling anything down there that's uncomfortable. It's all good. Let's hope for the best. Hi, we're back from the clinic. Rokas is having lunch. I'm gonna have late brunch because obviously I didn't have any breakfast, so I'm a little hungry. So I'm gonna give you an update on how everything went. When we arrived, the nurse took us to our ward. She's the sweetest person ever, and we had some time to get ready, to get into a bathroom, and then she took me downstairs to the doctor's office where anesthesiologist, I guess you call that in English, and embryologist, I believe, I'm not sure who the other person was, they were waiting. They put catheter or IV in me, which was a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't painful. She said this is going to be the most painful thing today, and it wasn't that bad. Then she injected anesthesia and I fell asleep really quickly. I just felt my head getting really heavy and my side getting hazy, and I dozed off. And the only thing I remember is waking up to the sound of doctors and nurses, and I was like, where am I? I didn't understand what's going on, but then I woke up and they were like, good news, everything went smoothly, and we were able to collect 12 eggs, which is great. So then they took me back to the ward where Rokas was waiting. So during that time, he had to give his sperm that they collected and prepared. And then when I was back to the ward, I rested. And in about 5 to 10 minutes, embryologist came in and she said the same thing, that we managed to collect 12 eggs, but most likely we'll have to freeze them because there's a bit of liquid in you. So yeah, she said everything is looking good, but the doctor will come in and tell you more. Then the first nurse, who is super lovely, came in, took the catheter out. Then she took both of us downstairs to meet our doctor. And she had to tell us what's the best option for us. Oh, by the way, embryologist told that we'll have to have ICSI done instead of IVF because of asthenozoospermia, which Rokas has. The sperm is not motile enough to fertilize on their own, so they will have to inject sperm into every single egg. Yeah, so the doctor said the same thing, and she said because you have PCOS, apparently, that's confirmed, I do have PCOS, and there's quite a few other tiny follicles that have grown. She said it would be best to have a completely clear uterus, clear of any other follicles and liquids. She said we could transfer the strongest embryo, but the chances would be a lot better if we froze all of the embryos and then did the transfer in a couple of months. I would have to have 2 menstrual cycles so that everything is clean and ready for implantation. So yeah, this was her recommendation, and we obviously trust our doctor, and we said, yeah, okay, let's do that. If the chances of implantation will be higher, let's wait until May. So unfortunately, that made me tiny bit sad, but because I thought, oh, we're gonna have fresh embryo transfer this week, but we'll have to wait. So I was prescribed this injection called Inhixa. 7 days. So there are 7 syringes like this with medicine already in them, and we can choose to inject them either in the morning or in the evening. This is to prevent blood clots. Yeah, we'll have to inject this. I didn't experience any discomfort or pain, only when we got into the car to drive home. I think anesthesia went away. I was feeling very uncomfortable. There was a lot of pulling and it was painful. But as soon as we got back home, it's all fine. I don't feel anything anymore. So maybe it will go in waves, and they said you can take painkillers if it's very uncomfortable. If it's too extreme, call the doctor, go to the hospital. And yeah, let's wait for May for the transfer. No, actually, we're waiting for tomorrow to get a call when they will tell us how many of those eggs fertilized. So out of those 12, they said that the strongest are 11. We'll probably use 11. So I don't know. We're obviously hoping for the highest number of fertilized eggs, but even 3 or 4 would be great, because you need only one good embryo. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. We'll hear the news tomorrow. So that's the update. And today I'm not supposed to work or lift anything. Just take it very easy. So I'm just gonna rest today. We're not allowed to have intercourse up until my period, so for 2 weeks. And yeah, that's everything I have to update you on. I think I will talk to you tomorrow after the call to tell you how many of those little eggs have fertilized. Look at this incredible dinner set up by Rokas tonight. I'm so happy. This is one of my favorite foods ever. Feeling pretty good, so this will make me feel even better. This and Gilmore Girls. Ah! This is coming off of my skin. This is worse than injections. I'll show you how we prepare this injection in Inhixa. It looks like this. I think not everyone needs these for their IVF procedure. This is to prevent blood clots. And yeah, so the needle is already on, and it looks like this. They said that the needle on this is not as sharp, so husband needs to go in a little bit harder. Whoops, there was a lot of air. So yeah, this is the injection. Because I'm so messy.
Ну, секунду. Куда?
Hi everyone, I want to give you a little update on our egg retrieval situation. So yesterday morning I had a call from embryonologist with really good news that 7 eggs have fertilized. So we had 11 strong ones and 7 of them have fertilized. So that's incredible news. Rakas and I were so happy yesterday. I didn't record yesterday because I just wanted to take everything in and just, be in the moment. We were so happy. We told our family tomorrow morning they should call us again to let us know how many of them are developing and progressing into a blastocyst. Because the Saturday, today is Wednesday, they will be frozen if they develop into a blastocyst. And to be honest, last night I was a bit anxious. I was thinking how many of those are going to reach the blastocyst stage, if any, because, you can lose a few. I don't know. You worry every single step of the way. And I just really hope we'll have at least 3 good eggs. We're really happy we have 7 and pretty anxious for the call tomorrow. Last night, Drakus did my injection to prevent blood clots and it was so painful. I actually started crying and I don't know whether it was the cumulative anxiety because of the whole process or because the shot hurt. It was painful, but it was not that painful to make me cry. I was just laying there and tears were streaming down my face. I'm just so over the needles. I don't want to do it anymore, although it's not that painful. Last night was, and I have to pull myself together and do 5 more shots and hope for the best tomorrow. I really hope all 7 of them. Not sure how realistic that is, but at least 3, 4, or 5 will reach the blastocyst stage. That's my update, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow with another update. Oh, this hurts. I'm here with a really, really good update. I didn't film. We had a call from embryologist. I don't know why you used to say embryonologist. It's embryologist. So I mentioned that we had 7 eggs fertilized, and then in a few days after observing them, embryologist called me and said that we have 4 left and 1 isn't very good, so we have 3 strong ones. And to be honest, the past few days I was so worried and anxious and pretty down about it because I was like, how many of those are going to reach the stage of blastocyst? I was overthinking it so badly. I was watching a bunch of TikToks of other couples going through the same process and, comparing the numbers and stuff, which is probably the worst thing you can do because you'll be so much more worried. They said, we'll call you on Saturday with the final result to tell you how many of those have reached blastocyst stage. And I could hardly fall asleep last night. I was thinking about it and I was so anxious for the morning. So this morning we were just having some coffee in bed and we got a call. An embryologist said that we have 3. And we were so ecstatic, honestly. I felt such a big weight taken off my shoulders because we were like,
this is it. We have 3 strong embryos that have reached the blastocyst stage. They're grade AA, which is really, really good. By the way, I'm not sure if all 3, but for sure one is the strongest and it is AA grade. I still am so happy today. I cannot believe it. What an embryologist said is that one is like really, really great quality. And the other 2 are great. They have reached the blastocyst stage, but they are just a tiny bit smaller than that one. So what she recommended is freezing them separately, that one embryo, and then those 2 together. You can decide if you want to have that one embryo transferred first or the 2 together. So there would be a chance for non-identical twins if, you know, they both attach and everything goes well. Maybe only one will survive, you know. We don't know that yet. She recommended transferring the 2 together and then that one separately. So until May, we'll have some time to maybe think about it, decide which one we want to go with first. But the most important opinion will be that of our doctor. We'll listen to her recommendation at the end of May, I believe. She'll let us know what's the best option to go with first. But yeah, obviously we now have a chance to have 3 babies, which is incredible. So that is our update. A very happy day today. Actually, I had a very odd dream tonight, and when I woke up, I told it to my husband right away. I have this ring with 5 green diamonds, and I had a dream that there were only 3 diamonds left. Either they fell out or something was wrong. I was like, why are there 3, not 5? And I was like, I don't know, I was so confused. And I woke up, I told Roger that, I had this odd dream about only 3 diamonds left. And then we get a call of 3 strong embryos. I don't know if there's a connection with that. So I think I'm going to end this part here. I'm going to leave you with 2 more injections tonight and tomorrow. Anti-blood clot injections, and then I will see you in May when we'll be getting ready for embryo transfer. By the way, genetic testing, so I asked about it, and embryologist said that it is forbidden in Lithuania to have genetic embryo testing done. She said you can do the testing on the very first days of retrieval, so it's already too late for us. It's a whole procedure. They do a lot of washing and then they test the waters where the eggs are. It's a pretty pricey procedure. It's 2,000 euros. She said it's not needed in your case. Usually if there's a chance for some genetic abnormalities, looking at the blood of husband and wife, if there's a need for genetic testing, then it is done. But they do not test embryos. What they do though is when you get pregnant, then you can get genetic testing done, and then they draw your blood and test that way. So yeah, I was sure there would be genetic embryo testing. She said that it's possible to have it done in Latvia, which is a neighboring country to Lithuania. So you can freeze embryos, go to Latvia, have it done. But she said that would mean that the quality of the embryo would decrease, limiting the chances of implantation later on. So yeah, we'll not risk that for sure. We'll have it done if and when I get pregnant. Yeah. So that's it.
Because I'm so messy. Because I'm so fucking. It's the last injection of Inhixa, and I have to say these have been the most painful ones. Not the stems, but actually these blood thinning injections. So I'm really, really glad it's the last one. My tummy is so bruised from these injections. I'm so messy. Viskas?
Mhm.
Kas buvo?
Kažkaip mažai atrodė.
Ačiū. We're done.